Well guys, hello, here we are, sitting right around mid-March of our 2014. Pretty much as you see, the snow is melting, the yard is looking like a disaster, and yeah, I got a bunch of work ahead of me, so I guess that means it must be spring. So, well, first of all guys, right in the foreground here, you see we got ourselves a wonderful dryer. Well, my old dryer, after whatever it's been, 7-8 years, finally decided to quit on me. Technically the dryer did not quit. It was actually the heating element that finally did it in. I've been having trouble with the timer for a while now, but the heater element gave up on me. So of course that kind of doomed it to a life of well, getting thrown away, right? I may do an autopsy video on the dryer, take it apart, save the 240 volt motor. I'm not sure what for, but the motor itself was still fully functional. There really isn't much else really in a dryer of any value. It does sound like there's a bit of change in there, probably enough for a coffee or two, so I might extract that while I'm in there just to get the money back. We'll start left hand side of our yard here. The old Weber barbecue has been doing good. I used her a couple times throughout the winter and she fired right up every time. The old patio set, well, what can I say, it's still a patio set. Cut me up a bunch of fence boards that I had kicking around over the winter for firewood for the wood box. And of course the storage shed, the one we built in whatever it was there, 2011 or something like that. Well, it's still standing. There's no leaky roof or nothing like that yet, so that's pretty sweet. You know, when you look inside over here, there's no wet marks on the roof, nothing dripping through, not the contents of the shed here is still nice and dry. That's pretty sweet itself. It kind of looks weird, yeah, I do agree with a few of the comments. It kind of looks weird with 2 doors, but however, now the shed's not being used for that purpose, so the 2 doors are kind of moot, if you will. So I might eventually, if I decide on keeping the shed, I might switch it to 1 single door, whatever it would be, a 36-inch door or something, or I might just leave it 2 doors and let the new owners decide on what they're going to do with it. Well, of course, I filmed a few videos over winter for the fire pit channel, and well, had the old fire pit going a few times. However, of course, due to the amount of snow we had and ice we had, I couldn't really get the fire pit hot enough to film, to get the videos. However, due to the amount of ice and snow we had, I couldn't get the fire hot enough to really do the videos justice. So I only filmed 2 or 3, and then I'll give the spot a good old cleaning, and then film the rest of the season once things get, well, more melted, right? Well, of course, I still got my bicycle hoard. These are some of them that I didn't take in last winter. A couple of these are going to be project bikes right away off the start, and I still have the Rocky Mountain Fat City Flyer that, well, nobody ever commented on, so I guess it's either probably going to be parted out or, scrapped out and tossed, right? Well, the old trike, of course, weathered the winter. Still haven't decided fully what I'm doing with it. I'd like to pull the rear end off of it and tuck it away for a future project of some kind. I have no idea what. I was kind of at one time kicking around making a recumbent bicycle, and that would be a good a donor rear end to at least start with, right? Well, of course, guys, with spring in the air, the thought to getting back out in your garage and stuff like that kind of roll through your mind. And well, I still got the garage door I have to install, but it didn't get installed last fall due to, well, the issue with my hand, which of course kind of comes to the next bit of news. Well, by now you've already seen the video where I did a journey down to Edmonton, Alberta to see the surgeon. I was all prepped for surgery, all ready for surgery, and well, pretty much as you can guess, this is only about a week or 2 later after the surgery date was supposed to be. And well, as you've seen there, there's no fresh incision, no fresh bandages. There's no fresh incision or no new bandages. So as you can see there, I didn't end up having a surgery, so I guess that means I can start getting on with my my life again. Well, the mobility scooters, or I guess you could say the redneck lawn chairs in waiting, I still have them. They spent the winter outside, which I guess is no real big news for them because, well, before I got them, they must have spent 4 or 5 years outside before I got them. And they only spent a winter or two in my garage as, I guess, storage, if you will. Which, of course, brings us to the garage itself. Now, I know I've said this in pretty much every other shop update, garage update video, but the garage itself hasn't really changed much over winter, you know, due to the things that's been going on. It's kind of become a open the door, throw it in fast, and shut it quick before it falls out. You know, mainly to do with the fact I didn't spend much time in here other than to grab stuff and, you know, do semi-light projects and that. But the old tool room, well, it's still at the same stage as it was pretty much last fall. You know, I need to throw on the door in the air compressor room. You know, the main door for the tool room here I need to do, as well as, you know, install the light fixtures, the attic hatch cover here. And, of course, just general tidy up on the plugins and put the switch plate, you know, covers on and all that good stuff. I still haven't quite 100% decided what I'm going to do with the these little corner cabinets here. They might make their way downstairs into the laundry room to put goodies on, chemicals on, or I might just throw them on the old classifieds as, well, as a for sale, right? Or bring me a coffee and they're yours. Of course, there's various other goodies, various other projects that I can do in this garage. However, now that I got the go-ahead from the doctor, from the surgeon, to, well, continue on with my life instead of keeping it on hold, I thought about finishing off the old tool room and then, of course, starting on the garage project, you know, trying to reach the final vision here. Of course, with, you know, redoing a few of the plugs, some of the wiring in here. I like to put a strand of lights, you know, incandescents as well as fluorescents in here. Maybe even go as far as putting another strand of lights on the walls itself. So when you're in here and need light, if you're doing paint or body work in here, you can have light that shines on the sides of the vehicles instead of just on the roof, right? As well as I got those nasty halogen 500 watt spotlights that I'll probably throw in here. Mainly it's probably, you know, filler type lighting as well. So, of course, like I said there, with spring in the air, we can get back in, you know, sorting out some of the garbage, some of the good, you know, posting a few ads on the old classifieds and tossing stuff that, well, I guess you could say is, you know, don't really need to keep anymore. There will be a decision being made here soon on a few of the projects, I guess you could call them, that I've had for a while. You know, again, 2 being the redneck lawn chairs in waiting, and another two of them, of course, being the 2 Craftsmans over here. If you've watched the videos and the other shop videos, update videos, you'll know that I have 2 Craftsmans over here. This guy here has a running engine. It hasn't run now in probably 2 years, but it's not seized yet. And the gray guy back here had good tires, as well as comes with a mower deck, but needs an engine. So the plan was to transfer, you know, the heart out of the red one into the gray one. However, you know, again, things happened, and it didn't quite happen the one year, and then, you know, broke the old hand, so that kind of throws things off as well. But, well, I'm in this corner, guys. Well, a little bit of an update on the classic Beachcomber B15 trailer. If you guys watch the July videos of the project 1, 2, and 3, well, you'll know how big a can of worms I opened up here on this trailer with a small little bit of a water leak that was probably going on for 2 or 3 years before I even bought the trailer, and I thought I had solved it when I bought it, but obviously it must have been coming in somewhere else. I did find the source of the water leak, but I don't know if I can fix it from the inside or I'm going to have to fix it from the outside. Well, which of course brings us to the old Marathon trailer here. Purchased in the fall of what I believe was 2010. It's been through a lot, it's done a lot, it's hauled a lot of stuff. And really, to be honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably a good 8.5, solid 8.5 to 9. It's standing up well when you're considering how much abuse, and I will admit abuse, that I do put this trailer through. I have overloaded it several times, pulled it hard and fast down roads several times, you know, pushed beyond its max capacity several times. And really the only damage that you could see is the tongue here. If you sight up the angle of the tongue versus the last little angle of that 18-inch piece there that goes to the coupler and then the hitch of the truck, you'll actually can see that that last little 18-inch piece is actually bent. So really, given that's really the only damage that's actually major, it's really, you know, surprising. Because, well, you consider these are a mass-produced trailer that, well, it's mass-produced. They don't really have a frame, per se. They're more of a unitized type of setup, and really, with a couple of hand tools and a drill, you actually could drill out the pop rivets and totally disassemble this trailer completely if you want to. You know, it does have a few, you know, dings, you know, and it does have a couple of, you know, scrapes and scratches, but hey, what utility trailer doesn't that has been used, you know, quite well, right? Well, of course, that brings us to the next item on the old update here. Well, the old Silverado's doing quite well. You know, it's a 10-year-old truck. It's got its normal squeaks and rattles and little things that it does need for repairs and stuff like that. You know, it never failed me all winter. I did have to put a battery in her, which is what I would call as normal maintenance, and a heater control modular or switch, whatever you want to call her. Basically, that's the piece that's on the dash that controls your fan speed and that. But hey, you know, around here, these trucks are a dime a dozen, and there are wreckers that, well, carry the parts, right? Well, the old shed here I built, I believe it would have been somewhere around 2008 or 2009. Well, it's still standing, still doing well, and well, it's worth every penny that I spent on her. When you consider this is one of the first large projects that I built myself, and you know, eventually I will get back into it and change a couple of things up. But right now, she's working, she's functioning for what I need it to do, and doing well. Well, the old 2009 GMC Canyon, well, you know, it drove pretty much every day to work through winter. Never missed a beat. I made several highway trips to the big old city, Edmonton, for the specialist, and well, these last 7 months I couldn't have done without it. It's been a well-valued truck, well-used truck, and really, at only like 55,000 kilometers for a 2009 truck, it is still very, very low kilometers for the year, and it'll do me quite well and beyond the life of the truck, right? Given the condition of my hand, I couldn't even drive the Silverado, and the one time I did take the Silverado to the city for a doctor's appointment, I had regretted it, because, well, driving a 5-speed truck in the city with a busted hand is not the best of fun, right? So the old Canyon came in handy. Never missed a beat. You know, stayed on the road through all the winter snow and storms that we had. Come right through the other end, smiling as always. Didn't really get to do my fall cleanup that I wanted to do, you know, and didn't get to do the servicing on the lawnmowers that I wanted to do, as well as a few other things that, you know, basically did have to wait till spring. So I have myself a fairly busy, fairly active spring this spring, getting things done, getting things fixed, getting things maintained. You know, something as simple as not being able to pick up the leaves in the fall really allowed things to pile up over winter, which creates a bigger mess in the spring, right? Well, one of the projects that's on the go is the eavesdropping for this year. I'm hoping by the fall I have the eaves troughing all fixed, and then that way she's ready, you know, for next spring, right? I probably should have done it a couple of years ago, but again, you know, things kind of get put on the back burner because of unexpected expenses. You call them unwanted expenses if you wanna, because you don't really expect them and you'd rather not have them, but it's the way it happens, right? But the vlogging channel's been going good. Whatever it will be there in October or something like that, it'll be 3 years, so we're like 2.5 years or something like that right now. And well, the fire pit show, well, it's got a few views. It doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but you know, that's kind of a test show and a test channel. And I've gone through my first collection of goodies and kind of onto my second collection of goodies. So once I run out of stuff to film, episodes to make, then we'll have to really reevaluate the channel. If the subscriber count and the view count's not where she needs to be, then, well, yeah, we'll just pull the plug on the fire pit channel. And of course, leads to the old Maxwell's World channel. Well, if you're watching this video, then, well, either you happen to come across this video in your suggestions, or you're one of my subscribers. And yeah, I thank you very much for being my subscriber and, well, watching my videos, leaving comments, and, you know, always coming back to check out new videos, new projects. And, well, kind of like I'm sharing a little bit of my life with you. And, you know, kind of being there for questions, comments, and all that good stuff as well. But, guys, we're starting to have a little bit of a long update here for our wonderful month of March. You could call this a spring update of 2014. So I'm going to end her all here. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.